Bitcoin is going to zero.
Welcome everyone, and as always it's pouring outside, and thanks God everything is doing great. And just a quick advertisement, because at this time when the rain start going off, cash, just a pure casual, right? The electric company starts like out of no having some trouble, so just giving you a heads up just in case the thing lights go out. You're gonna see a little flickering here, batteries are gonna come back in. So just so you know that we might have to reconnect, and that is because of the internet repeaters not in the house, but like the ones that repeat on fiber. All right, so just a little thing that happens here. Not always, sometimes. No, but let's get it with you guys, because you guys are the most important part of this show and the most loved part, of course. So let me get started here. Train Tuition in the house. What's up, Train Tuition? First one, Gaming Body. What's up, bro? Welcome. Hopefully we do some more gaming in the next Friday, man. Those story times, I think that's gonna be fantastic. By the way, remind me to tell the story. I mean, if you want, of course, if you want to hear it. Like, this is my most told story, but remind me to tell you the story when I went partying on the United States with my friends, and then I woke up in another country and finished partying there. So that is the story to be told. Or when I almost got deported out of my little town, and how I managed to work around the stuff and not to get deported. Nothing illegal. Nothing illegal at all. Everything just fine and calm. But other than that, how is it? So much for your hard work. Really get it. The videos are looking amazing, and also are making my life so much more easier. They can go over the trades and as fast as possible. Thank you so much, Alexander, for doing the timestamp. Really appreciate it. Let me say off your way. Thank you very much for that, Alexander. In the house, Tujo, how is it going, Tujo? Thank you for stopping by. We also have Offshore Miner. Hey, what's up? Really? Are you mining? Let me know more about that. Let me know how that goes. Have you talked with Buck? Let me know. He's also a miner, a big scale miner. Well, we have here Mike Clay. What's up, Mike Clay? Welcome. Great to have you here. I also have Speed. What's up, brother? Welcome. How is it going, my friend? Made it. Yes, you did, bro. Hobby Horizon. What's up, brother? By the way, anyone new here, if you have any requests, let me know. Important. Very important. You need to add Piper Academy so I can read it, because sometimes it goes very fast in the chat and I don't catch them. By the way, as soon as I see Gary in here, I have a question that he asked yesterday and I was not able to read it and answer it. But we also have with Mountain Man. What's up, brother? Welcome. Great to have you around. Thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Lost on Crypto. Hey, what's up, brother? Welcome. All right. Picture says Alexander. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's go to the charts, because as you know, we have 3 hits. 3 hits, not fun. Well, it had to happen. All of those were shorts, the 3 hits that we had, and as we know, Bitcoin did pumped up, right? Let's go and check out where we stand out and also explain what happened. We were also expecting a little bit of that breakout, but the breakout was moving faster than I was expecting. So let's see. All right, so let's get it. Hey, lots of going. Curtis Hill, what's up? Good evening. All good friend. So, by the way, guys, right there, click that like button. It helps around with the algorithm. All right, so let's go. Let's take a look at the chart. All right, this is where we left out yesterday, and this was the plan for Bitcoin, right? So basically, we had Bitcoin here going at the top. We were planning a short back down to maybe one bounce, create that little range in here, that little flag, and then the breakout. So we were trying to squeeze a little bit out of that Bitcoin trade. Remember, I mentioned because I was on resistance and we were looking like a little bit toppy here. Maybe we could have just one more touch. I decided to jump in with a quarter of a position. Remember, we entered 3 trades with a quarter of a position. That makes 3 quarters of a position total. So we raised something like I don't know, what was it? 2.6, 2.8, 2 point something. I mean, one. Come on, my bad. 0.8, 0 point something of a position. So not even a 3%. So yeah, that takes me to maybe what was a 2.6, 2.7, I don't know, of my whole wallet on those 3 trades, right? Just so you guys know, I see a couple of cards. We have JASMY lady here. Oh no, it's Chris Seal. What's up, brother? Welcome. I just see a purple heart. I thought it was uh I just got entangled reading other stuff. We also have BDC Corb. How is it going? Welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by, my friend. Really appreciate it. All right. So let's get it. All right. So this is what happened. All right. We're going to be going over Bitcoin. We have right here hype. We're also going to be taking a look at Solana, MAMO. MAMO, let's just get rid of it, right? Grass, Link, XRP. Man, that we did a lot of assets yesterday. And it was a half of an hour. There we go. JASMY, perfect. I want to take a look at JASMY, LTC, and that was about it. All right, so let's get it, and let's finally get to the chart. So far, let's see hype. That's the one that I have right here. So we had an ongoing short. Right, come on. Where is hype? Where are you, hype? Right. Come on, where is it? Oh, is it? No, this is Solana. Come on, where's hype? Here it is. All right. This is where we left out. All right, trying to catch this stop for a further continuation downwards. We had hype. Let's go and check that out. Open that up in here. Okay, and well, this is what happened. Basically, went up in here. It took my stop loss. All right, so it did have a movement to the upside, coming back down, opening that short. Remember that I actually mentioned that I was going to be making it a little bit earlier. Stop me out, a bummer, and then get all the way up in here, and then it retraced. So basically, and dude, look at that. I mean, come on, look at this pattern in here. It was basically precise. The timing of the entry was not. That's what it got us, right? So basically, I was trying to maybe get this stop. Like I was thinking, hey, maybe I'll be able to do something like this a little bit lower. But there you go. Let me just Control C so we can see where we caught the short. And then, well, despite we were looking at this area, I was still not would have wanted to go all the way up here. If not, we would have been on the water. I'd rather go in, go out, and then if I was wrong, perfect. I was just wrong. Looking here in retrospective, we have a big spike. Well, if we would have lost that spike, right, because we also had a trendline breakout, well, look at the bottom of that spike all the way there here. I mean, it was a pretty juicy setup, wasn't it? Hey, we have two top. What's up? BC. Oh, I see. Oh, by the way, double shout out. All right, so that's what we got on the hype. All right, let's go over the rest of the trades that we had. So we got also Bitcoin. Let's go over that one. Right, Bitcoin, well, it's not a surprise that we were having this movement here. Something important. This is early in the morning. Breakout retest. Well, I'm trying to go for a retest or at least a little bit of a range. When we have the range, we will do a continuation trade. But this is not where we left out. Let me see if I still have that. No, I don't. So let's compare it really quickly with video. Like I said, today in the morning, I did update it. My setup in here. So there we go. That was our entry at the trend line right here, right somewhere around. There we go. The 114k. around there. So right here at the, come on, what is that trend line? At the trend line, right here, somewhere of 1,414K, right? So let's replicate that. We were looking for that short, at least one more movement to the downside to create that pennant. And well, then it took me by surprise there. I was actually expecting that fake out double top in here. But once again, that was a 1/4 of an entry, not trusting the markets. And well, that's what we got. So far, we have taken this high. Well, that is pretty good. It's actually telling us that we're going to have a nice comeback to the downside or a nice retracement. We have a breakout, retest, reversal. Again, I was expecting a little bit more of that movement and then a breakout, but it just didn't play it out. This is one of those times that, well, we had three hits in a row, like all at the same time. That doesn't really sit well with me. Oh, I'm gonna be retracing, right? Retrieving and being a little bit more careful. This is something about me. I tend to be very emotional, and then that clutters my perspective when I'm trading. All right, I'm still butthurt if you haven't told. All right, I'm pretty pissed at it. So, you're gonna be hearing me swear a lot today. All right, so I need to let it out. After that, we'll do a sun session. I promise. We'll just go on like or whatever. All right, so let's go. The Dusty Hunt. What's up, brother? How's it going? All right, so let's go and take a look at the next one that we talked about, which was hype. We already have gone through hype. Solana. We were looking for a little range. We already know the deal with Solana. We talked about a possible trade on the 30 minutes. Let's go check that out. Just so you know, I am not taking this trade, and I did took a trade on Solana throughout the day. But since this is not being called out, well, I'm not placing it neither on my on our public or quote unquote public setups, neither on my win rate with you guys. All right, so I'm keeping that separate. That is because it was Alex on Crypto that was said, "Hey, it's time to long Solana." I was looking at this, and it also matched with what I was looking. Enter with the long on Solana, so I cannot take the full credit, and I won't be adding that while we're trading session. Hey, DGT, what's up? Had the audacity to run late tonight, sir. No, don't worry, my friend. Don't worry. You are fine. Like, smash that like button. Absolutely, my friend. I'm just happy that you are around anytime you get here, even if it's at the last minute. Really appreciate it. I'm coming by, Katie. Appreciate it. All right, let's get it. The audacity, love it. All right, and well then let's go check that out on Solana, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Solana. Where is it? Solana right here, and we were talking about the possible 30 minutes, right? So the 30 minutes here. Well, it's basically hitting the top of that range. Let me get rid of that VRVP. It's just getting in the way right now. There we go. Much better. Oof, much better. All right, and we are right here on the bearish side. Let me just clear this up. All right, much better here. And we are bearish with strength on the bearishness. All right, but we are also, let me zoom in here. We are retracing back up right there. That's why we see the slightly movement to the upside. So what can we be expecting? I think we could be expecting a breakout here, and then a little retracement here, and then a continuation, which is gonna make something, let me show you, something like that. All right, so something like that. But at the end, like, let's just get rid of this, right? And then you move this high to this area, and well, that's what I think it's going to be happening in here. All right, trying to picture it a little bit here for you guys. So I believe that we're gonna have that little retracement in here. All right, let me bring up my support and resistances. There we go. I'm gonna have something like this to create that higher low. Let's do it a little bit more professional. There it is. All right, and our entry is gonna be somewhere around this zone. Let's go to put a possible entry at 218 ish. All right, and you know what? Let's push it at the trend line there, right there. So, or in the midpoint, right between the timing that I'm giving it, right? And also maybe in a fast pace. So like I'm trying to hit that center of the trend line. Just in case you're wondering why am I pushing up and down that alert, I'm trying to time out, where is it gonna be hitting the trend line? Is there a faster or easier way? Yeah. We have the trend line, we locked it in place, and then we add an alert. The trend line. Perfect. Important. We are back pointing upwards on our oscillator. We are above the zero line. And well, look at here. We are getting back on some green candles or green zone on our volume matrix. But that is pretty good, along with the True 7 being green and the Money Flow being green. So up only, we'll see. We'll see. We enter on pullbacks, 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 right? So it's time for us to maybe some pullbacks. We'll see if we can nail that trade up. All right, so let's go and check out the next one in here. This was MAMO. Man, I don't know if I really want to keep on this one. To be honest, I didn't even look at MAMO. But why not? This is gonna be the last time we take a look at this one, unless it is requested, right? But just for the sake of continuation. So let's get it here. There it is. And it was what? There we go. 4 hours. Was it the 4 hours? Daily. All right, daily. But seems like it is pretty much, actually, look at that, moving the way that we were expecting. Coming down, then back up. Memo coming back down there and back up. Let's see on the daily. There we go. We are in line with what we were expecting. Look at that, man. Oh, man. Oh, my. Oh, my. So, the only freaking altcoin. This is hilarious, man. All right, and this is kind of like it adds insult to the injury, Like, all right, I had 3 stops outs, right? I have 1 short playing out slightly, but that was all taken by the 3 other stopped outs, right? And then the only freaking trade that I didn't even flinch, didn't even add alerts, didn't even look at it. Dude, it's actually moving the way that we were predicting. All right, it freaking happens. It freaking happens. Oh. Oh man, I'm telling you, not my day today. I'm just getting more pissed at it. But whatever. All right, so we have an incredible amount of influx. Incredible because I wasn't expecting that much of influx. It's not much, but still, I mean, I don't know. MAMO doesn't really strikes me as a really that good of an altcoin. I mean, it might be just me. Maybe I'm just looking at the wrong chart. I don't know. Let me know in the chats. In the side chat. Kaylee, James, what's up? NVO, what does that mean? Let me know. All right, so today is gonna be the last time that I look at this. The only thing I'm gonna be going for, I am gonna be adding. Oh, I already have it. The alerting here, and well, maybe if I see it breaking out with strength to the moon. All right, yeah, maybe. I will be giving it a try. I mean, to be honest, the next spike is in here, and we have basically nothing right there. So if we, for some reason, are able to do this, dude, that is going to be like a 70% growth? 65, look at that. So, I mean, that's what is so attractive on the low caps, right? You just need that little growth on the charts. That doesn't mean that it's achievable. All right, so like for example, I do remember back in the day there was so many content creators, right, that actually revealed their stupidity by saying Shiba to, what was it, I think Shiba to $1, Shiba to $5, and there was one, I don't want to call him out or anything, right? He was saying, yeah, I'm fully invested in Shiba, and just imagine if it gets to $1, not even, I mean, even $3, I'm gonna become a millionaire. Yeah. And you look at the charts, and it seems possible, right? But you need to make sure that you understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, not because something it is in the cents and can get to $1, you will say, well, I mean, for it to get to $1, yes, of course, but what about the airdrops? right? That they dilute the price. What about the how many coins there are out there? Can you print more? I mean, can you mine more? Is it limited? How many of those coins are out there, right? So you need to take a look at like, hey, how much market cap, all right, will take to drive this coin into whatever price action. So you can ask that ChatGPT and it will tell you, and then you just compare it to another similar coin, and then you ask yourself, all right, is this coin really gonna get that much of a market cap? I believe that back in the day, Shiba Inu needed to have like 10 times, I don't know, like 5 times, 10 times Bitcoin's market cap. So you straight away knew out of that, like, oh, come on. You just needed to broke Bitcoin and then get some money out of somewhere 5 other times to drive Shiba, right? So not impossible, but how accurate would that be, right? Just saying, just saying. By the way, I don't know anything about MAMO. So don't hold me accountable. I'm not talking about MAMO. Just saying, very attractive because it's a low cap. I mean, a low cap, right? But I haven't made my investigation, right? Just saying, just giving you guys a couple of examples that had happened in the past. All right, so don't hold me accountable. I'm not against MAMO. I mean, if I can make money, I'll just... All right, too much blah, blah, blah. Let's go to grass. Oh, yeah. Grass. Okay, so this is it. Basically, we're still within the same area right here. We have a little bit of a drop down here. We are expecting, there we go. We had that reversal. We are expecting that ranging here and then a further continuation lower. Something important. We are getting extremely close for that peak performance diamond. Very important. Why? Because we might, and look at this, how we came back down. We have a reversal. We tried to make the range, right? We did not have any hiccup here, right? And then we burst back upwards, right? Something important that you need to understand. Let me see if I can get an example in here. And a reversal as we break down. All right, so this is plan A. This is what I think is going to happen. This is plan B. Coming down, your range, your V-shape recovery, reversal range, and then you don't have the further continuation, all right? Why? Because we held enough to have the volume coming back down into big retracement zones, big performance diamond, we held it, and then we shoot, all right? So depending on where that area is at, the result might change. All right, I still think that we're gonna have the continuation downwards, but we are developing on that range. All right, we are not dropping so far, but that starts changing the panorama. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We can still have 1 or 2 more or 3 more phases of movements in here, and then continue lower. All right. But we need to start looking to the possibilities right now, right? And well, despite we could be like at 80-20, yeah, 80-20, right here. Hey, Jay Violet, what's up? Welcome, welcome. By the way, I shouted you out earlier today. Somebody sent a purple heart, and I swore that it was you around. So, hey, welcome, Violet. Great to have you around. All right, so getting back in here. All right, so we need to start looking at that peak performance. If we get that peak performance, I'm gonna try to long it, right, and set a very tight stop loss. Let's just imagine, just for the example's sake, all right, and I'm gonna recycle this this alert, and I'm gonna be pushing it in here right above dynamic reactor in case we hit it, because if we hit it, I'm gonna be coming back to see where is my oscillator. My oscillator, it's below the 0 line, I'm gonna short it. If it's above the 0 line, I'm gonna long that breakout of dynamic reactor. But getting back to the point, let's just imagine, just for the sake of example, all right, that we get here and we have the peak performance diamond. This one here, it appears right there, right? And then as we start going upwards, we have a little hiccup and then a continuation downwards and then like this as we have a diamond here. So I'm gonna be longing here, and my stop loss it's going to be at very close at these lows, between this low and somewhere around here, these other lows, somewhere around there, right? You can see it right there, so it's somewhere around here. Also taking a look at this spiking here, right? So I don't want to have a huge stop loss, right? But also I don't want to be so tight around the corner that anything could take me out, right? And then as soon as I'm hitting the very first zoning here, the very first spiking here, I'm gonna be moving my stop to entry as always. So is it a reality right now? No, but we're getting prepared, right? And we are practicing. We are making, practices on what could be happening and what's gonna be the result of our actions. All right. So far so good. Let's go take a look at the next asset. We have grass, link, perfect link. Link it's been moving fairly all right. So let's go to link in here. By the way, remember, if you guys, hey, Jesse, what's up, bro? Welcome. Great to have you here. Welcome, my friend. All right, so by the way, guys, quick reminder, if you have an asset that you want me to take a look at here, remember, add Piper Academy and then your asset so I know what to look for, right? Don't let it go. I'll be more than happy to do it. So, okay, guys, we are 30 current viewers. That is a very nice number. That like button really helps around. It's basically free. Just click it, and I'll keep making any and all the analysis that you want me to. ET, what's up, brother? It says, I googled semi-pro knife catcher jobs and got what redirection. Let's go. Semi-pro knife catcher. All right, so semi-pro knife what? Knife catchers. Let's get it. All right, Olsen, what's up, brother? Welcome. Great to have you around, my friend. By the way, anyone new here, remember we have a gaming session on Fridays, and it's not only gaming. We're trading while we're gaming, and we're telling stories, right? Life stories, technology stories, and then at the same time gaming and trading lower time frames like in 3 minutes. So we do an average of 3 to 5 trades, and we have an average of 3 out of 5 trades winning. So I think we're doing pretty good. Elif, we've got divergence on the likes. Let's go. We have a divergence on the likes. Absolutely. 21 likes, 33 viewers. We have a bearish divergence on the likes. Let's get it. All right. Love it. Bullish Bob, what's up? Gotta pump it up. Let's go. We gotta pump it up. Come on, pump it up. All right, too much song. Let's go to the link chart. Let me clear this up. Let's go to 4 hours. There we go. We're still respecting the trend line that we talked about yesterday, right? Talking about holding the zone or even making a little bit of a fake out in between those two boxes, 22 and 2050. So where are our boxes? 22 and 2050. There we go. We're still within that same range, although we have that breakout. All right, so what is it about, guys? So it's not about the breakout. We have a resistance. It's about the retest, maybe a little fake out, because there we go. We have a support, we have a trend line, we have a predictive range. So looking for that retracement, I'm going to be aiming right here at the dynamic reactor for my alert. That is 2211. And I'm going to be looking for a goose hit, something like this, like a vanilla goose hit, right? Something like a little weirdo like that with its peak. That means little retracement for a continuation for then a bigger retrace. All right, so this is basically what I'm going to be looking for. I already have this alerted here. Just in case I don't catch it, I'm going to be trying to do a BOS trade. What is a BOS? Remember, break of structure based on our smart money concept. And what is a break of structure? Let me show you really quickly. This is, oh, come on, line, please. There you go. This is your break of structure coming up, retracement, break of the previous high, and that is your break of structure trade. Very important, very important. This is a big disclaimer that I need to make every single time that I suggest a BOS trade, because let me show you what you could be doing here. If you don't wait enough, right? Let's just say that you're going up. Let me just clear this up so we have a cleaner picture. There we go. Let's just say you're going up. Then, hey, I'm going to do the breakout structure trade. And then you long it here. Hey, yeah, you're long in the top. Congratulations on that. All right, you actually cut the top in the wrong direction, right? Story of my life. All right, so, not just kidding. But, I mean, in full seriousness, I don't know what was that. In full seriousness, if you're going to be going for that break of structured trade, first of all, understand the risk. Second of all, right, wait for the candle closure. And third, set your stop loss below the U-shaping heat and leave it. Leave it, right? Because you're going to be going, hey, look at this. I then could have closed at zero. But would you be actually closing that, or would you be going, yeah, I nailed it, now I'm going to the moon. I knew it, and then back again until you get liquidated, right? So be careful, respect your stop loss, right? And then live with that if you are taking the break of structured trade. Also remember that you can divide how much money you're going to be entering with. I never risk more than a 3%. And basically that 3%, come on, is that luck? Yeah. That 3% is one full position. So I decide to open up a quarter of a position when I do break of structured trading. All right, let's bring on my predictive ranges. There we go. We are in a good zone for that. Maybe break of structured trading. Let's get a look at that same area with that money flow POC. If we get the bounce out of the dynamic reactor, I certainly hope we do. And look at that, we could be going for that bullish soft order block, which is still a resistance money flow POC in another area. But this is a fantastic zone, not only to take some profits, but also to maybe reverse your trade. So I'm gonna be making this one here, and I'm gonna be going for not a short position just yet, but this is an intention trade. All right, so let's go ahead and mark that up here as an intention trade. All right, that means that when it hits, I know I have like my stick note right here. My sticky note tells me, hey, you were looking for a short in here. Maybe I just have different things turned on. Maybe it's just too fast for me. That's what I'm setting my cheat sheet for myself. All right, I see Olga in Ivanova. What's up? Welcome. Great to have you here. Love it, love it. Olga Ivanova, can you take a look at ETH? All right, yeah, absolutely. Look at that. ETHFI. Oh, I took a look at that today. And Olga Ivanova, I don't know. That's a pretty not good, I would say, asset. Let's go for it, right? Let's go for it. And I'll show you why I'm a little too harsh on that one. But let me know. Are you planning to jump in? Are you already into the trade? And are you underwater or not? Let me know your entry point, so maybe I can make a custom analogy for you. Right? So there you go. We actually got it in here at the very bottom, and this was my previous analysis. Right? My previous analysis right here is that, hey, we're having a possible double topping here. All right? We're coming back down. Remember, actually, we did this on the daily, if I'm not mistaken. This is the support. Yeah, I think it was on the daily. Yep, it was on the daily. If we're losing the support, we're aiming for a big drop right here. So on the 4 hours, we're actually losing that support. So be careful, Olga. You just jump in. At what? A long or a short? All right. Any of those, it's valid. Let me tell you right now. Why? Because if you're at support, what we do at support, we buy at support, right? So if you was thinking ladder in, all right. If you're thinking to ladder in, remember first have enough for your support areas, right? That means low leverage. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. In the 4 hours, it actually looks good for jumping in, right? We have a possible reversal. We don't have right now a flip of the ribbon on the daily, all right, but that's fine. Our money flow, it's meh, but we're getting green, right? We could be breaking to the upside. We already have a peak performance diamond, which usually indicates an entry, all right? And Well, until we have our reversal diamond. What is the reversal diamond? The reversal diamond, it's like this one, or like this one. Until we don't get a green reversal diamond, we're not jumping in that trade. But still, if you already jumped into this trade, I think that you should be taking whatever it gives you. So we are in a big area of support. In fact, there we go. Look at where you have your order block, all right? So it makes sense for this to go up in here, all right? Take this rejection and then go down. So if you already have jumped in, make sure that your stop loss, it is somewhere around the, where was this? The 1.39, and then move it slightly bit below it at right here 1.37. All right, then you're gonna be aiming for at most, I would say, but keep it open. All right, at most somewhere around your 158. So you long it, TP number 1 at 152, right? TP number 2 at 158. You move your stop loss as soon as you're in profit, and then you leave a 25% of your original entry. Why? Because if I'm wrong and we do this, perfect, you nailed it, right? But if I'm right, that's why you move your stop to entry, right? So I believe that you're gonna make it. All right, just be careful with that trade. Still, we are breaking the support the 4 hours. Look at that. Doesn't seem too strong to me, right? But again, it is a low cap. So I would say that good luck with that one. You can manage to get some profits out of this. Just I would tell you, do not expect it to go to Valhalla, right? And if it goes, that's why you have that last 25%, right? So if you're already committed to the trade, if you already open it up, there you go. You're fine with this. Use your stop loss, right? And that also means that you understand the dangers of it going to the other way around. Nothing of extending your stop loss. No, no, no. If you are gonna be laddering in, I would say, all right, this is if you're already in here for the first one, perfect. Your next ladder in will be 1.3, and then your last ladder in will be at 1.1 right here for a 3-step in. Okay, and that will give you somewhere around 1.3 average into. The only issue with that would be, there we go, that you can wick down. And if you wick down, you should be okay with that wicking action. All right, we are on the daily getting closer to that flip of the ribbon. We're not there yet, but we're very, very close. 1 or 2 more days, we should be bouncing up. All right, now just saying, I think you're all right. Okay, just holding there. Hey Melissa, long time no see. Welcome, great to have you around. Bit long, perfect. All right, so Olga, was that did I answer your question? Please let me know. I'll be more than happy to some more digging to need it. So Crypto, yo, what's up, brother? Welcome, welcome. All right, let's do 2 more, and then we're gonna be calling out the session. Yeah. Let's get it. So let's see. We have TAO, JASMY. Let's go for JASMY and TAO. And ceviche. By the way, getting hungry. All right, so TAO, we're gonna do it right here. Oh, well, we got JASMY first, so let's go for JASMY. Perfect. JASMY had a movement to the upside in here, a double bottom. I was expecting it to go actually lower, a little bit lower here, but we are against that dynamic reactor, an important zone. We're gonna be looking for almost that peak performance. We still have some strength. Let's leave it, but let's keep an eye on it. So what am I gonna be going for? I'm gonna be adding an alert right here, just above dynamic reactor and just below this price action. All right, what I'm thinking in here, because we're almost at the top, we have a goose hit. This is a pretty goose hit. All right, this means little retracement for then further movement to the upside for then bigger retracement. It still aligns with a breakout retest. All right, so having said that, let's see if we have anything in here that can maybe avoid that. Well, we have a resistance, but we don't have a closer support other than this zone. Well, I'm not gonna be ignoring this spiking here. That previous resistance becomes new support, but it's a little bit too thicker of what I would love to see or would like to see. Let's see if we have something more pinpointing the area. And I wouldn't said so. I wouldn't said so. I mean, maybe this one here, but I don't know. I don't think so. So let's go with the original plan. That is gonna be it. Let me see if I have anything else. I have a soft order block, so maybe bounce there could make it. So let's add another alert right here, and let's just get rid of and right here. So regardless what happened, I'm gonna be trading JASMY. I think it has a good run up. All right, let's go. Let's take a look at PENGU. My pleasure, Olga. Thank you very much for your amazing quest. Really love it. PENGU, let's go take a look at PENGU, and that would be the lucky final asset. PENGU, by the way, looking. I've been looking into PENGU. Let's go. Where is it? PENGU and grass have been lately my favorite meme. Here's its red. There we go. Right next to AIXBT. There you go. First time nailing it. I'd say he had a pretty good run up in here. Again, I was expecting that fail or strip of the lows. We did manage to make a little bit of a ranging here. Finally break the range. It's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. I'm looking for that possible retest, maybe a little bit higher. Let's clean this up and let's see how high could we be going. So for that, I'm gonna get started with this one. We have a resistance, we have an engulfing candle. So it seems like we could be maxing out and reversing right now. Again, we are in a resistance, but if for some reason we're able to do this, we're gonna launch all the way here. So on the way back, this is gonna be our entry. We have a goose head, which means a little retracement. And let me clean this up because this game might change just a little bit here. I mean, little retracement, but a continuation. This is our resistance for that bigger retreat downwards. All right. So this would be the critical point basically right now. But I cannot tell you too long the resistance. We need a little bit more information. All right. So this is going to be a hard one because we might not have the flag out momentum. So what could I suggest? All right. So maybe we are in this kind of movement. Look at this. We have just 1, 2, 3 candles. And well, I cannot bring up the resistance, but I guarantee you that we were on a resistance here, having got goose head, and then that movement to the upside, right? So up, little retracement, right at the peak, and then a continuation upwards. So what I can advise is going for a very, very small and controlled long right here. So let's see, we are almost right there. We need one more candle to finish up that peak. While at the next candle, the kind of closure, I would say, all right, if we are above your resistance or dynamic reactor, go for the little long. Hey, what's up? Yes, baby, hell yeah. All right, so that's what I'm gonna be saying. So let's go and take the risk. I know we've been taking a little bit more risk throughout these days, and we did got a little kick in the butt yesterday. All right, but that's part of the game. So let's keep it up, and I'm gonna be saying, all right, if by the next candle we're still above the dynamic reactor, let's go for that long. A quarter, guys, of a position. Don't go crazy. Remember, this is a high danger trade, all right? Highly dangerous trade. So other than that, I think that's gonna be it. If you see that we are going lower here, all right, let's go for the next support, which is gonna be right here. So we can short it and then long it. I think we're gonna be ranging over that part, all right? But that is it for today, guys. Once again, thank you very much for jumping in. Guys, just a quick reminder to hit that like button. It really helps with the algorithm and keep us going. So other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining. And as always,
You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero. Bitcoin is going to zero.